block the whole car. We have a customer's car in now. We're going to do a little bit of rehab on whatever your car this is. Customer says that it's a 1963. I think it might be a 61. Who knows? It's a link pin swing axle car that's been sitting a while. So I'm going to take you through it. We're going to put together a parts list, and hopefully through doing this, if you're looking to buy one of these, you'll, be able to see the things that you should look for when buying a bug. Let's do the thing. Let's start at the front and work our way backwards. If you can see, it's sitting kind of high. The oval's doing the same thing right now, and what I've been reading is that it can be a camber issue, it can be the car sitting for a while, or the beam not being greased. So we're going to try to just grease everything and drive it around some and see if that comes down, and then maybe he'll want to do drop spindles or something anyway, just to get a little stance in it. The rear doesn't look too bad. I've already popped the trunk here, but I wonder how much of this I'm going to block with my stupid shadow. You can see it's been dechromed, and signals have been put in places. These are aftermarket fenders, but they don't have holes covered for the signals that would have been up here. But there's also no holes down here for bullets. So I don't know what year fenders these were or are or have become, but that's what's going on. It's got Euro style bumpers here without the overriders. I already popped the trunks. Let's have a look in here and see. Oh, you see, that was one of the reasons why I thought this was a 61, because 61 was the last year for this rod, and 62 they went over to the springs on either side. It looks like it's had a nose job. Looks like it's had a lot of something. I'm gonna pull everything out of here so that we can look at the stuff. I don't know what this is. It might just be a cover for a spare tire that does nothing. It's missing the tire part. Oh, something came with that. What is that? What is this? It's gross is what that is. Yeah, a lot of that has been replaced. Big red Touring, big red jacks. Alright. Oh good, speaker wire. Speaker wire. Okay. I'll get this guy off here. Oh, there's been a big patch. And that's been added. This did not come on here. What is going on? What year is this car? And some part of this car was turquoise because the inside of the oh, my chin stuck to things. All right, great. It's got a radio. Oh God, I can't wait to show you all this. Okay. So I've got this here. It's telling me that something was replaced over there. And some crappy welding down here. And it's on this side too. And the welding on that is definitely not factory, including everything over here too. And then also, there's that line there, all the way across. This whole thing was welded in. And there's some turquoise back there, but then there's a little bit of turquoise up here, but there's like overspray and whatnot up there. So I don't know what this was, but the wiring's a proper mess. Like there's speaker wire on everything. But at least that is actually going to a radio that is very nicely bungee corded to the wiper motor. That's good. Somebody's definitely been screwing around with the wiring in here. I can't tell what they have and have not tried to do. Oh, yeah, and they covered that plate over with RTV. Oh, this is looking fabulous already. Let's have a look inside the, you get a flashlight. See, definitely looked at this one. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Okay, let's have a look down here. How's this all look? That's been kind of welded. A little bit over there. Okay. It doesn't have a reservoir. It's missing a res. Alright, so it probably has a dune buggy style res in it. I'm hoping. The brakes are garbage, so there's that. Okay, let me put that back on. We'll move to the interior. Well, that's obviously not stock. Huh. It's had a carpet kit. It's got kickers with speakers. I wonder if those are hooked up or not. Oop, that guy's blocked off. That's interesting. Both of them are. We'll have to have a look at everything, but I can see. I wonder why all of this. I need to figure out how to use a flashlight. Apparently, I wonder why that whole thing was cut out and replaced poorly. God, look at the hack job they did on that. Oy vey. Huh. Okay. Alright, well. Seat tracks look okay. All that. Massive spring on that guy, huh? Battery tray, well, might have been replaced at some point. Is that metal or is that... Not sure what that is. Looks like it's all solid back there though. I'm gonna have to run that number 4850403. I'm willing to bet that doesn't match the body tag that doesn't exist. Let's see if that's out there. What was that? 4850403. 4850403. Body tag? No body tag. Huh. Okay. That's probably why it's registered as a 63 then, because there's no identifier on the body, and the chassis is probably a 63. Maybe. Well, apparently I stopped recording while I was fumbling around in the back seat, so now we're outside the car. I'm going to have a look at the engine that absolutely does not belong to this. Well, it's an F case, so it was at one point a 1300. It may still be. It has the right size, style intake on it for it to be a 1300, but it's got a late style dual vacuum advanced distributor and a 30 pick one, so that might be the right carburetor for a 1300. I'm not sure. And obviously crappy aftermarket carburetor. It's been converted to 12 volt with that style voltage regulator in here. Can't tell if this deck lid belongs to the car or not. Wiring looks a mess. But it's dry. Definitely needs an engine seal though, because that's got all those. That's a big fail point for these. That's those guys. So let's put her up in the air and see what the underneath looks like. Oh my God! Not a lot of play in the box, but there's a lot in those spindles. The spindles? No, that's the links on this side, but the kings are roached on the other. So I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but there's definitely a lot of patching going on here, and that's not. Nope. Someone put a nose on this, which might explain why the nose is as high as it is, because I'm having the same issue on the oval, and I can see they've got a dune buggy style single circuit with a pot on top of it back there. I'm willing to bet I didn't look at it over here because I was too busy looking at the at the rest of it, but yeah, the crappy bodywork continues. Yeah, someone definitely put a nose on this thing. And is that a patch or is that just... Well, it looks like someone might have put a patch there. They just did a better job at grinding it back, maybe. Yeah, because I can see that piece of metal. Oop, I can see that piece of metal that comes all the way down here. That's been patched. Ooh wee! Look at that! Oh, look at that! Ooh vey! It was definitely a Turkish car though. Look at that. Okay. Let's look at the rear wheel wells. Yep. Got all of this that's been done. Crappy welding there. I don't know what's going on here. That's not typical. I wonder if this is a later body. No, it can't be because it's got the small windows. Why is that up so high? That's huge. I don't know what's going on with that. Interesting. How's the rest of it look? There's a lot of weird holes and stuff back here that don't make any sense to me. Brackets and whatever this is. I don't know why that's on there. Like maybe they had a trailer hitch on it or something. How's the other side look? The same thing with the mounts here too. And ended up patching that same corner. Okay, that's for those are the bolts for the voltage regulator they put in there. Okay. All right, I want to look at the chassis and then we're going to pull the wheels off and look at the brakes. All right, well, it's missing tins. Someone maybe either took the thermostat out or something. What am I seeing up here? Not seeing anything really. More amounts of garbage. Oh, real bad. Okay, like a little bit, but it's a single relief case. Okay, so it probably is still 1300. Can't really tell looking at the jugs. I'd have to pull the heads off, but I'm not really seeing a reason for me to do that yet. Oof. Ooh-wee. Alright, I'm going to scrape those numbers off and see if I can get an idea as to what's going on with the trans. A lot of zip ties holding that together. Poorly routed fuel line, but at least they have the filter underneath here. Okay, what's that guy though? What is that? Just wiring, clutch cable. Throttle looks kind of loose. What's this guy? Okay, that's off the battery. Big starter. That looks like an auto stick starter to me. A lot of guys do that. Okay. The rear wheel seals aren't leaking. Not yet anyway. How's the rest of the pan look? No. Bing! Channel. Okay. Yada yada. I mean, aside from that one spot, how's it look over here? Oh, that's fine. Oh, it's starting to go. Yeah, okay. Great. Yeah, body definitely doesn't belong to this. Oh, it's missing bolts up here. Ones that I'm still forgetting on mine, probably because they didn't line up. Okay, well, let me get a flashlight up in the up in there to see what's going on up on the firewall. Well, yeah, the seals are roached. Interesting. It's got empty spindles in it. Well, the bottom of the firewall's been repaired. See all this down here. That's what makes me think the body's early, because it's got, I don't know if you can see, it's got that little hole right there. That would have been for the reserve tap on the tank, and that stopped in 61 too. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Got empty spindles on both sides. Oh, looks like just the one. Now see, that arm looks huge. Look at the width of that arm compared to this guy. Tiny. Huh. Are the carriers MP2? Look it. This one looks like it's VW though. I'd have to clean them up and see if I can find a stamp or something. This looks like an original spindle. This one's mucked. Huh. So I wanted to take the drums off. I just figured I'd start with this one because this is the tight one. And I thought, well, it's hard to turn. I'll probably have to adjust the shoes off. But looking at the stars, I can't adjust them in anymore. So I'm wondering if this is actually holding pressure. So I'm gonna let the I'm gonna open up the bleeder on the wheel cylinder and see if any fluid comes out, and if it's then easier for me to turn the wheel. And I'm sure I'm gonna turn this the wrong way and break the thing off. Nope. Did I? Wait. No, it's still really hard to turn. That's interesting. All right, we'll try a BFH then. A little bit easier. Try it again. There's a chunk of something in there that it doesn't like. So that's where it's kind of comfy right there, is where I can move it the easiest. So let's get a smaller hammer. In the meantime, let me tell you about what this guy wanted done. So I drove this car a little bit when I picked it up, and it is not happy. Where am I going? What am I doing? The engine feels like it doesn't really want to advance. It idles okay, but everything beyond idle it really doesn't seem to like very much. So at a minimum it needs a tune-up. I would like to put a different distributor on, and potentially a different carburetor. So there's that. Also, big surprise, the brakes are garbage, because it's been sitting a while. So we've got to investigate that also. Those are really the things. He was just kind of saying he wanted he just wanted it back on the road. So we're going to try to do that for him. Hoping that we'll end up doing disc brakes on this, just to make it a little bit more safer. The guy does have kids, and honestly, disc brakes are always a good idea anyway, because you get a lot more longevity out of the discs, you get more stopping power, and when you do actually have to maintain them, they are significantly less expensive than doing drums, because drums themselves are pretty expensive to find good ones. And the kind of crappy aftermarket ones that are available are usually warped out of the box. So, them things. Oh, she's coming. A little bit. There's just so much play in everything. God damn. That definitely needs to be repacked. That's all play. That's not even the drum wanting to move. That's just the spindle losing its mind. Oof. The inside of the drum looks fine. What the hell's going on? Those shoes are not great. Kinda crappy. I wonder if maybe I just got to, I just need to be, well, the springs are here. Everybody's here. Maybe the drums are just crappy. I could do it. You'd be surprised. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to do the other side, and then we can pull one of the rears off and have a look back there and see what's going on. All right, I've got all the drums off. The rear brakes actually look okay. Those have been replaced, although it looks like there's one aftermarket drum on the passenger side and one original drum on the driver's side. However, the front's a little weird because that appears that, are these both? I think these are both MP drums, which makes sense with the one MP spindle, but these, I don't know if these are original wheel cylinders or not, but they are roached, so having all that rust and crust in there is not a good thing. So pretty much, ugh. You know, I might be able to save these pads, but honestly, with the whole front end needing to basically be rebuilt anyway, it might be worth talking him into, or trying to anyway, talking him into doing the disc brake conversion, which would end up going to a narrowed beam. So I might try to take some measurements, and which, you know, going over to the narrowed beam, it should bring the nose down significantly more, even at a stock height perspective, just because everything will be new and everything will be greased and yada yada. But I might, you know, just try to make what we have work. I would also like to go over to a dual circuit master because the single circuits are unsafe. I'm going to try to take some measurements and see if the frame head is bent at all, because it definitely looks like this had the nose tweaked quite badly. So we're going to see if we can do anything about that. In the meantime, I'm going to throw a list together of things that this needs for him, and then we'll have a look at what we're actually going to do. I also had a look at the transmission numbers to see what year that was, and it looks like it was August of '62, so I think that makes it a '63, which makes sense for the chassis. So we're going to start putting a list together here. I'm not going to bother listing everything for the front end. It needs a front end. Say discs, wheel bearings, and seals, torsion seals, brake hoses, dual master, brake switches, engine seal, fuel filter, fuel hoses, vacuum hoses. I would like to put a larger carburetor on it, a 3031 single vacuum diaphragm advance with a Petronics. Tune-up stuff, plugs, wires, cap, all that's going to come with so plugs, wires, oil, valves, transmounts. I did notice something weird with the oil pressure switch, so we're going to recommend that as well. Somebody put a washer on it, that's strange. Oil pressure switch. Oh, shift bushing plus coupler. I think that's going to do it. So, got a hell of a list. I'm going to write this up for him and see what he wants to do. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends. Come back next time, and hopefully we'll actually be fixing something on this. Thanks.